Jack Campbell here. I just want to let you guys know I signed my extension. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be here long term. Now it's time to go win a Super Bowl. Go Lions.
The comments of Jack Campbell getting us back to the round table after signing a contract extension for the linebacker.
That's classic Jack Campbell right there.
It is, right? No frills. It was beautiful. Just coming right out.
Whatever.
John Neal, Mike Stone with us. What do you think about the deal? Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, top five linebacker. They didn't overpay.
And that was going to be the sort of the easiest one, I guess, of these big contracts that are still to come, we think. It's the one that made the most sense. They had said, without a doubt, he's the leader of our defense. He's the quarterback of our defense, and he played like it the last year for sure. But
the question is, do you spend that much money on that position? I think the fact that they didn't go over Fred Warner, it's okay.
Yeah,
but you mentioned
he's durable. He's all the things you want. He embodies everything you want in a Lion. So yes.
But who's next? Is it Sam Laporta?
That's the big question, right?
I mean, it might be too early for Gibbs.
Gibbs, Branch, you have to figure out how healthy he is. That's the other thing. Laporta also coming off an injury, too. I mean, what's more important?
It's Gibbs, but Gibbs is in this, we saw it with Aiden Hutchinson last summer. Bijan Robinson and Gibbs are both up for new deals.
Right.
Who's going to go first and sort of set the marketplace? But then again, running back is a position. Do you spend $20 million on a running back also?
And look, the history.
He's not just a running back. He's going to catch you 70, 80 passes a year. He's dynamic. He's electric. He's the big play of, engine of your offense. But he's a running back.
Yeah, and the recent history of this team is they're re-signing their own guys.
Right.
Some guy named Bruce Springsteen once said in a not so popular song, we take care of our own. That's what the Lions are doing. Yeah. But can you take care of everybody on your team and still have enough to go forward year
I think
after year?
I think this summer you can. Then I think you worry about the next batch and you start to make some tough choices.
Well, speaking of next summer, I mean, you got OTAs this week in Allen Park coming up this week. What will you be looking at? Obviously, offensive line with Blake Miller and Penei Sewell, that kind of thing.
I mean, you don't learn anything watching OTAs, actually, but it will be interesting to see.
We'll be taking some stretching lessons, Woody.
I know we will. And we'll also be asking questions about defensive line, secondary, all the question
the offensive
marks.
line, just getting a first look at where everybody's lined up and what it looks like, but then also some of these injuries we're kind of wondering about. Is Kirby Joseph out there running around? Is he not? I mean, those kind of things are questions that you start to get answers in.
Terry and Arnold, will he be there?
Terry and Arnold, exactly.
We will see. All right, let's move to the track. In the 110th running of the Indy 500, they call it the greatest spectacle in racing. And today, we saw it right here on Fox 2. It lived up to that high praise with record-setting performances on display. To the Brickyard we go. There was a touching moment on lap 18 as they honored Kyle Busch with a moment of silence. The NASCAR legend died unexpectedly on Thursday. Let's get to the race. Lap 27, Ed Carpenter gets bumped by Takuma Sato, and he goes spinning into the wall. That ended Carpenter's day, and he was clearly not happy with Sato, giving him a little bit of the business. Now, Felix Rosenqvist had the lead with 9 laps to go, but Keo Collette lost control and slammed into the wall. His car was engulfed in flames, and that brought out a red flag. Thankfully, Collette was okay. We take it to the final laps. Marcus Armstrong was in front with Team Penske's David Malukas in second. After a late yellow flag, they had 1 lap to go with everything on the line. Strap in, because here we go.
Malukas hunting to the high side, around the outside, into the lead. Malukas leads with 1 to go.
Side by side behind.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Malukas has to defend from Rosenqvist. Great run off the final corner. Here comes Rosenqvist. Malukas defends. Who has it? Over the line. Who's it going to be? It's Rosenqvist. It's Rosenqvist. Oh my goodness.
What a finish. Felix Rosenqvist at the line. Elation for him and heartbreak for David Malukas. Look how close this was. In fact, it was 24,000th of a second, the closest finish in Indy 500 history. Rosenqvist, who had a daughter about 20 days ago, can celebrate his second career victory, but none will be bigger than winning the Indy 500 with a final lap that will never be forgotten. I had the chance to talk with Rosenqvist afterwards, and with this win and his daughter being born, it's quite a month of May.
You can definitely say that. It's been a May, and I already thought I won everything I can win 2 weeks ago when she was born, and I was like, the rest is just like a bonus if it happens. But yeah, dude, to win this race is everything I worked for so long, it just kind of like a full circle moment, and it's hard to take it in for sure.
Take me through that final lap, head-to-head with David Malukas. Was it the drafting that allowed you to break out and edge the 12 car?
It was a bunch of things. I think if you replayed it 1,000 times, it probably would have ended up with 4 different winners, a lot of them. But yeah, I was side by side with my teammate Marcus Armstrong for almost the whole lap, and David he had quite the jump. He was far ahead, and he did like the snake that people do here to break the draft. But every time he did that, I was kind of getting a little bit more of a draft. I thought I was second for a moment, and then I just got this really good draft of David, and it was just enough to win by. It was the closest ever.
And totally amazing racing today. I mean, it's good to see that kind of thing, because normally we see a guy who wins it by 10, awesome. 12 car lengths.
And it was exciting. You don't have to be a race fan to enjoy that. That was probably the best performance by a Swede in Indy since Jonas Jerebko.
Swede will be in Detroit next week.
That's right.
More importantly,
he is the third Swede to win Indy.
He looked like he was set up to win until that last accident, and then the restart.
Right, everybody got bunched up at the end. But I have to give credit to Malukas. David Malukas, riding for Team Penske, 24 years old. I mean, he laid everything out today.
He was in tears afterwards.
He was. You know that these guys are going to come to Detroit this week, Stoney, and there's some momentum behind Felix Rosenqvist and his race team coming in.
Do we drink, the winner drink milk in Detroit? Or
No, I think.
Bring out some old Stroh's beer?
I think it's an adult beverage in Detroit, maybe. I don't know what's happening with that. But obviously it's going to be a solid race weekend coming up, and it was a solid race weekend in Indianapolis. And to see something like this that, has, he was talking about it in the interview I did, maybe 10 years ago when Kenny Breck won it, he was sitting in Sweden watching the race as a kid, karting, and it's probably happening the same way with kids now who will see Rosenqvist and say, you know what, that's what I want to do.
No, right. Exactly. And it'll be fun. Hopefully better weather next week in Detroit.
Well, that is the thing. I mean, hopefully there is some weather, but early forecast looks like it could be dry.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
That's what we need.
Thanks a lot to John Neo. John, you can be found in the Detroit News. I read you all the time. Stoney, thank you. You can be found on 97.1 The Ticket starting when?
Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m.
What is your schedule this week?
Tomorrow and Tuesday, 6 a.m., Wednesday, 2 p.m., and then Thursday and Friday, 6 a.m.
Oh, sounds like a plan. Get up and watch. Get up and listen.
Short. I'm everywhere.
Get on the website. John's running out of ink. We'll have much more of Sportsworks Sunday night coming up right after this break.